Welcome to today's show on Weekend Deal. My name is Fedora Abba, and today we'll be exploring discipline and pampering.
Because sometimes, you want your child, even when they are disciplined, you don't want them to feel alienated.
Yes.
So you pamper. I think the thing is to strike a balance.
I think and that balance, because as guardians, parents, caregivers, we are constantly walking the fine line between showing love and setting limits. Because as children, we need discipline and pampering for their development. So it's for their development. So each time we discipline you children, if you're watching, it's for your own good. Don't be frowning and staying aloof. It's for your own good.
Because these are leaders of tomorrow. Today they are children. Tomorrow they'll lead this country, just like Fedora will and other young kids that join us on the show today. But okay, it's the kids' time.
Welcome back, and I'm not alone. I'm here with Elsa and Rabia.
My name is Rabia, and I'm here. I want to look about the background, discipline and pampering.
Okay. Take it away. It's all about discipline and pampering.
Modi?
Yes, Mommy.
I got my lizard. The money no reach. But you die here. Because I no talk since.
Mommy, it's called fashion.
Fashion,
mommy.
Okay, you go cut am.
Mommy.
Don't try me. You know, since I come back, I don't want shout. That's the way shout for a low you so that carry up, I can't carry am. So I don't repackage myself. No make me shout. You go cut am, baby, no go cut am.
Mommy, I will think about it.
What?
In many homes, affection and discipline are in conflict. Striking a balance is a challenge. In the course of this, some homes blossom and some are devastated. When a child is born, there is joy in homes. Parents look at the newborn and they are filled with hope and expectations. The thoughts of parents about their child begins with the name given as an infant, who may bear the name forever.
So, both of you planner.
There is an affection parents have for their children, a feeling that lives in them and follows them to the grave. Pampering and discipline are viewed in Nigerian homes in affiliation to the values and spiritual beliefs of parents. The children and every other in the home are unduly influenced to conform, especially when the children of the home are growing from infancy to adulthood. The desire in homes is to groom every child for the good of the family, and the society benefits from the impact they make as grown-up adults. Failure in proper upbringing of children could leave one a nuisance to family, and some become a menace to society.
Is that the man?
Yes, sir.
He's a criminal. And who are these people?
What is forbidden in one clime could be overlooked in another. Culture, economy, new orientation, meeting people with diverse beliefs, and exposure to many opinions shape the mindset of today's adults that start new homes and raise children.
I have nominated you because I know you very well. You and my friend.
To love a child is natural, but when the love is shown and given to a child without restraints, over-pampering sets in, which leads to a mindset of claims, assumptions, and character that don't prepare the children for life outside home. Give a child every comfort and kindness. Listen. Allow them speak. Pay attention to them. Provide basic needs, but don't indulge them with all their wants and desires. Children are precious. Training them to obey rules and to have good conduct begins in the family. To discipline them for unacceptable behaviors also begins in the family.
You are not allowed to make noise in the gallery. You are not allowed to applaud the plenary. You are not allowed to use your handset in the gallery, either to make call, to record the plenary, or to snap yourself, because sometimes you will tell yourself that, let me keep memories alive.
Homes must be careful on discipline so that a growing child doesn't become a human being of terror and hate.
Good morning, I mean, sorry. You say you get oil for your head, man.
The end between affection and discipline can only start from home. Affection is good to gain trust of the child. Discipline is good to impact values in a child. Children from homes must understand that life must be built on responsibility and morality. Years ago, in many environments, children were raised by every adult, adding to the efforts of parents. Parents encourage schools and neighbors to support them in the discipline of their work. It has changed. There is a new trend. Sometimes you hear from parents, "Mind your business." How does that concern you? Leave my child alone. Are you the mother? Who asked you to help? My child is better than yours. Touch my child again, and I'll show you who I am. In the schools and other places, indiscipline is on the rise. When homes fail to groom a disciplined child, the same child becomes an influence on other children during school sessions and other social places. The best approach to parenting remains uncertain. No method has been proven as best. Pampering and discipline seems to be extreme in some homes. A well-rounded child is important.
Indeed. We often say that there's no manual for proper and accurate parenting, but we know that each child is different, and once the guardian or the parent has love in the heart, everything you do flows from that river of love. When you are disciplined, when you are pampering the child, you are acting in the child's best healthy interest. Okay, our guest, our studio is full now. An adult has joined our special and amazing children. She is Miss Feriza Oyibo Ame. She's an author and she writes for children to enjoy. Let's see her profile.
You're welcome to Weekend Deal. I'll just tell you that, you look beautiful. Okay, so you've already met our kids, and it's an honor to introduce our next presenter guest. She is Miss Fedora Onyimowo Abba. Let's see her profile.
Fedora, it's a singular honor and pleasure to welcome you to Weekend Deal. Mommy's been doing it, but today we get to see young mommy. So someone is standing by to take over the baton. Welcome to Weekend Deal. You're doing amazingly so far. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Okay. We have another young, amazing presenter. Elsa is her name. We'll see her profile now.
Oh yeah, ready for school. You're welcome to Weekend Deal. Do you want to be a firefighter? I saw you. You want to be a firefighter? Okay, we'll talk about that later. There's another beautiful, amazing young presenter in the studio. Her name is Rabia. Let's see her profile. You're
welcome to Weekend Dear Girl. Nice to have you with us. Yeah. And they've all done amazingly well so far. You know, our viewers out there have heard all your voices, but we've not heard a word from Miss Teresa. So we'll let the first word come from her now. You know, we decided to celebrate our children. You can see the very unique way. Give them a place in the studio. They've been baking, they were playing music, they were painting, you know. We'll allow them just take over. But we're also realizing, or we have realized, either as guardians, as parents, aunties and uncles, that there must be a line. Little matter how you want to make children feel happy, make them enjoy life, you must strike a balance so they know that there are limitations even to every good thing. Tell us, we've talked about pampering, talked about discipline. Is there a line? Ought there to be a line? When should we draw the line? Yeah. Welcome.
Thank you. I believe there should be a line between pampering and discipline. We all know that going to extremes is always not the best in bringing up our children. So what do? We don't, we are not too strict. At the same time, we don't pamper them too much. Let them know that there's a balance. In life, you can't just do things the way you want to do them. There are rules, there are limitations in whatever they do.
Indeed, there are consequences. When you do things wrong, there are consequences. So I will go to Fedora. Fedora, what is your thought on pampering and discipline? As a child, let me hear from your perspective, because when we adults say it, we say it from our perspective. As a mother, I know what discipline is and I know what pampering is, but as a child, what's your take on pampering and discipline?
I personally feel like in this age that we grew up in, which is very digitally and emotionally aware, it was a difference from how our parents grew up, where discipline was very prominent. And now that we are growing up with social media, we are spreading awareness for emotional health, and like people are relating to it. So when you see people taking discipline to the extreme, where we can't even like express our feelings, it feels wrong to us. But pampering too, pampering is a problem when it gets to a place where there's no discomfort or struggle, and discomfort and struggle brings out like the most strong and resilient people that we know today. So personally, I think there should be a balance of it, because too much discipline shuts out the feelings, the ambitions of children. For example, now you want your child to be a doctor, but your child wants to be maybe an engineer or something else, and you put it on them that it has to be like that. So I think there should be a very nice balance between the both of them, because pampering can also spoil a child. So yes.
Okay, but can I ask you something? I like the way you have streamlined it. Very interesting. You know, we've talked about children here that we need to be vigilant with our eyes, body language, everything to watch. You have said the most accurate thing. Things are not as they were in our time. And it took us quite some time to realize that. But we like you to keep educating us. For example, now, you know, we as parents, we see beyond what you see. But we do agree that you are saying, you know yourself the best. You want to be an artist or a dancer. Mom says, I like your thought process. Engineering is good for you. If she pushes, or if daddy pushes, and eventually you are compelled to do it, what do you think will be the outcome? Let our children and our parents know. If they force you, or if they force any child to do what they don't want to do, because the parent thinks it's in their best interest, what do you think will be the likely outcome?
I genuinely think the child may not be comfortable or happy, even if they're only doing it for their parents' approval, but not because they want to do it. A lot of people grow up depressed or not happy at what they do, but they do it because they're trying to make someone else proud and not themselves. I think a parent should train a child to be their own self and to be confident and to be just their own person, not an exact replica of their dreams that the parents didn't achieve.
But the parents should be guiding them, though.
Yes,
you still need the guidance.
Like if they want to do something, like say your child wants to be an artist, make sure that they are the best, not a mediocre one. Because we all know that it's not all artists that are popular or making money like your parents want it to be. So if your child has an ambition, make sure that they are the best at it, not mediocre, so that they achieve their goals and their success.
So we support them.
Yeah, support them.
Thank you, Fedora.
Thank you, Fedora. I will talk to Elsa. Elsa, okay, so what happens when you do something wrong at home and your mommy is angry? What do you say to your mother?
I apologize to my mom.
Okay, you apologize to your mommy. And what does that mean? Will you do it again or you won't do it again?
I won't do it again.
Okay. So Rabiat, also tell us about at-home discipline and pampering. How do you react to discipline when you are disciplined at home?
So when you're disciplined, like when you grow up in the future, you won't be spoiled like other people. But when
how does your mom discipline you? Does your mom discipline you?
She does.
How? What does she tell you to do? What do you do?
She beats me and
she spanks you once in a while.
She spanks me.
How do you feel when it happens? Do you realize you did something wrong?
Yes.
So what happens afterwards?
Then I stop and I apologize to her.
Good girl, good girl, good girl, good girl.
When you apologize, do you do that thing again?
No.
Okay. All right. So these days this is the way of mental health. My daughter is speaking here and I'm hearing mental health, emotional health. When we were growing up, I didn't know about all this. They will use cane now. Just like they will wipe you and then your brain will just set and you are fine and we are good. Why do you think that children are so aware of their emotional health now and mental health? It wasn't like that when we were growing up. Why do you think children are more aware of these things now?
I think it was like that.
It was?
Yes. But our parents didn't realize we're going through so much emotional trauma. Yes. You know, like sometimes they discipline you in front of your siblings or your younger ones, and you feel kind of, this is not what should happen to you. They could take you to, privately and discipline you, but they want to do it in the open, like, tomorrow if you do this, I will treat you this way again. We were going through so much emotional trauma, but we could not really express it. And we didn't even know it was emotional trauma. I remember when I was in school, because I was in the first set, my classmates, because they were much older, were allowed to discipline us. And even after I left school, I was kind of timid because I felt bad that my classmates would ask me to kneel down in front of others just because they were bigger, they were the prefects. So we had it, but we didn't really realize what it was. And our parents didn't know the harm they were doing to us. And maybe because of our experiences, as when we became parents, we changed and we put some things into consideration too.
Wow. Okay, I mean, you just give me another perspective to it. The fact that we didn't know that we were being traumatized. We didn't know what we were going through, even as children, when these things happen to us. But these children now can actually articulate and say it the way it is. My mental health, I'm traumatized. I think I am being body shamed and all that. Well, we'll be hearing more about pampering and discipline, but NTA Aba is ready to join. Asaba is ready to join the conversation. Keep it locked here on Weekend Deal.
Place up for me, please. Thank you. What did you say? You cannot do what? Give the phone to me.
Effective parenting consists of two active key elements: discipline and nurturing. While nurturing provides comfort and reassurance, discipline plays a vital role in guiding and shaping children towards responsible behavior and emotional maturity.
If you want the best out of your child, what you use is instruction. What you use is healthy practices. It is usually done continuously. You must be consistent with what you are doing. And as you do this, you see the child growing, getting used to those instructions that you are giving, and before you know it, the child is behaving as he or she ought to behave.
Reacting harshly with shouts, offensive look, shaming, or giving in teaches the wrong lessons.
Give me that phone. They pick this egusi. Break up!
I've been working since.
Walk, they walk.
That can you imagine? You don't let me know if you wash my socks. And what's the meaning of that? At your age, you cannot wash your socks. If I don't like this, I don't like
The key tools are calm and clear consistency. This offers comfort and firmness. Set simple rules early and enforce them gently.
Discipline is not only about flogging for your information. Discipline is anything that has to do with reprimand. By the time you sit a child down and caution that child and begin to bring out to that child the things that he or she has done that is not acceptable, that is discipline.
Mama will come and pick you.
Tantrums are sudden, intense emotional outbursts that can include crying, screaming, and physical behavior like hitting or throwing of elements. These can be triggered by frustration, feeling unheard, misunderstood, unclear expectation, or inability to express needs. Some children act out more because they lack clear emotional boundaries. Others stay calm because they've learned early limits. Finding a balance between discipline and nurturing, parents can help their children develop essential life skills, a strong sense of emotional well-being, and safer self-control.
We are happy family with a big O and the kids love me to you. If you say you love me too, I love you.
Wow, quite interesting, isn't it? You know that we've already ascertained that children should be disciplined. We've heard from Fedora, from Elsa, from Rabia. Discipline is good and it makes them feel remorse and they don't apologize. But everything must be done, you know, with the reasoning that we want to bring out the best in this child and not take anything to extremes. So we thank our kids. The education is ongoing. Oh, we need to learn from you today.
Did you get the question?
She said, why do parents beat children?
Oh.
Why do parents beat children?
Yes.
Okay. You know, we've talked about discipline. How every parent or guardian chooses to discipline their child is up to that parent. And you know that each child is different. Some may need a spanking every now and again. For some, you give them constructive punishment. You say, maybe go stay in your room or go wash the dishes, you know, or go read an entire book and tell me the story. Maybe do it before the end of the day. So it depends. Parents don't enjoy spanking their children. We don't smile and rejoice when we have to spank our kids, but we do it because we have your best interests at heart. You see us today, we have jobs. Auntie has a job. All the uncles and aunties, they all have jobs. Our parents disciplined us so we could have that sense of belonging, and so we become independent and know right from wrong. So whether they spank, whether they tell you in words, it's a parent's duty to discipline our lovely children so they become responsible citizens, just like you all are growing up to be, or aren't you?
Yeah! Okay, so I'm going to ask you a question. What is your preferred, I don't know if it's the right question. I don't even know if it's the right question. What is your preferred punishment? I'll start with Fedora. If you do something wrong, now you're a bigger girl. What do you think should be done to you when you do something wrong? Let's hear it on national TV.
I think I would prefer constructive punishment because, like, I wouldn't prefer any physical action. I would prefer you maybe take away something from me or tell me that I can't do this or that until I improve how I act or something like that. I wouldn't like anything else rather than that.
Nothing physical.
Yeah, and also when you like tell me that that you're very disappointed or something, like it already makes me feel bad for what I did. So like maybe talks and understanding and then telling me that what I did was wrong is better.
Okay,
yeah. Tell us, lend your voice to this. You're an adult, you were once a child. I'm sure you're a parent now as well. Children don't like to be caned.
Yes.
Well, maybe Maybe because I'm so used to working with children, I listen to them and I understand where they are coming from. They don't like to be caned. There are other punishments we can give them. It mustn't all be flogging or spanking. We can give them like, we can ground them, go to your room, don't come out for the whole day, or take this book, go and read this book and come out and tell me what you've read. You know, that way we are correcting them and then we are encouraging reading in children. Yes, I see.
And it works?
It does. It does.
Situations where children continue to do that thing that you have spoken of. You have given them the book to read. They've done picking. They've cleaned their room. You've been constructive up to the 5th or 6th time. What do you now delve into? You've spoken orally and verbally to them. They understand and they say they hear, and sometimes they even apologize. What ought you to do then? Not that we are saying we must spank or cane, no. Even when we don't like it. Even when we don't like
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yes, we don't like it.
Yeah, because I don't believe caning it should be like a last resort. That means maybe over time we have failed as parents too. That's what it goes to show us that we have failed. If your child does not listen to you, or if your child does not obey your rules, your house rules, then something is definitely wrong. And that means we have failed as parents. We just have to go back,
go back again and rearrange the agenda,
and
the
then
plan.
Find out it's not all about punishment. We talk to them, we sit down with them, and they watch us. Sometimes it could even be as a result of what we do.
That's deep. Okay, so we'll go on the break. The conversation, the fun is just about to begin. Don't go away.
I don't want to be there, Boazo. Yeah, but I don't want to be here. I don't want to be there, Boazo. I don't want to be there, Boazo. I don't want to be there, Boazo. Obina say pari. I don't want to be there, Boazo. It is me, Chano. I don't want to be there, Boazo. It is me, Chano. I don't want to be there, Boazo. I don't want to be there, Boazo. It is La Chaka. I don't want to be there, Boazo. Hey! I don't want to be there, Boazo. I don't want to be there, Boazo. Antonia, want to go there? I don't want to be there, Boazo. Monya Sabuja, Mobia. I don't want to be there, Boazo. It is La Chaka. I don't want to be there, Boazo. I was as it is La Chaka. I don't want to be there, Boazo. It is Michano. I don't want to be there, Boazo. It is Michano. I don't want to be there, Boazo. 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 What you go do? I don't know Boazo no. I don't want you to go to no. You go where you never done no so. You said you should go to my house. Obodo. Obodo walk at the achi. Asimuke na dane Boazo. Walk at the achi once Abuja no. Yaga kiri once one do. Galaxy. Obodo do once one do.
our little princess, so right in front of the camera. She was enjoying the performance so much. We even had the baker join in.
Yes,
We had so much fun.
Well
Okay, it's a party right here for our children, and we're going to do even more. You know, we need to feed the mind as well as the heart, as well as the soul and the body. So we're asking them today, and the parents and guardians as well, is it books or is it the screens? The iPad, the phone, you know, the computer. Uju did this amazing. Let's see what she's doing the first up. Uju, take it from here.
Jump.
What are two things you and your family can do at home to use fewer chemicals?
What time is it? Don't worry. You know there's time for everything, right? And I always told you there's time for everything. Now this is morning. You have to do your work. After your work, then you have the whole day off for yourself, right? So once you are done from here, then you go and watch your TV. Do you understand? Concentrated. Detergent. Okay, so what's the next
Minnie
one?
and Winnie slept in a shell. Sleep, little ladies, and they slept well. Pink was the shell within.
Okay, so write it. Uche, please observe your new words. Okay, to go to 60. Your new words. Have you gotten new words? Just start reading from here.
And
from class 1.
why do you think it's important to keep harmful chemicals out of our world? What would happen if we don't try to stop chemical pollution? Here you see the time is 12:23. Researcher, please, I want to go and watch
Most parents will tell you they are two, they can't read, they can't comprehend. Yes, we understand. But the children of nowadays, they are so wise.
From what they said.
Obviously, kids, they can't start reading by 2, but there's something we call picture reading. When you provide books with large pictures for the kids at that stage, the more they go through those pictures, so they read through the pictures, that helps a lot. It also help in their critical thinking. There's always time for everything. There's time to study, there's time for the children to also have their own space as kids. Because at the early stage, if they don't play at then, when they grow up, it might affect them. So play, learning, they go hand in hand. But parents should make sure that they teach their kids that there is time for everything. When it's time to study, they concentrate and focus on study.
Humans, animals, and plants might fall ill or die.
The bedtime story. It also helps in bonding. Yes, bonding with parents. You as a parent, every night before your children goes to bed, you read stories for them. You see that the bond between parents and the child, the kids, will be there.
You have built temples and altars to the false god Baal, and have done more to make the Lord God of Israel angry than any king of Israel before.
You know, when a room is filled with children, you should understand that practically anything can happen. So, I mean, that's the situation in the Weekend Deal studio today. I mean, talking about books and screens, we are in the age, like Fedora said at the beginning, she said we're in a digital age. And so a lot of children would rather fix their eyes on the screen. But where is the place of traditional old books? Or is it fading out? Tell us about that. You're an author. So tell us the place of books, or should books be on the screen for the kids, or should they read?
Should be encouraged to read because reading is an effort, and you know it disciplines a child. It streamlines what the child does, and then you have that time to read and digest what you have read, unlike the digital screen where you just watch it. But I remember there was a day I had some books with me. That was in New York also. And one lady just said, "Oh, you read? I love the feel of books in my hands." You know, she was so excited. I was like, oh, I thought this place they would talk about the digital. But she was like, "I love the feel of books in my hands." That is what most children don't have. They don't believe. And because we encourage reading in children, because we believe that a reading child will become a reading adult. So we don't have to start, you can't bend a dry stick or something. There's something they say.
When they become adult, you can't start to train them
to read. And we need adults who read, because sometimes when you interact with some adults, you get amazed negatively. Like, is this real? And it's not all about money or anything. Like when we talk of reading too, books. In my house, I have just one television in the sitting room. It gives the family time to sit together, watch everything together. If it's news, you just monitor what is happening in your house, and you don't make it obvious that you are monitoring anything, but it gives the family. Like having TV in every room, in the children's room, it's not a sign of affluence. You can encourage them to have a reading corner, have their books, like what we do now, write the books for each child, you put it in a corner, and when you feel like your free time, you go to your corner, sit down and read your books.
Okay, we've heard from Ms. Teresa. I know that many of us, then the TV itself, in the parlor, is the parents that own it. Children have their time, and sometimes your older ones will take all the time. So I found my home in books. I embedded myself in books quite early, and I'm still trying to read up till now, though we don't have much time these days. But Fedora, let's hear from you. We don't want to even say either or. The way we struck a balance between pampering and discipline, can we strike a balance between reading and our screen time, any type of screen time?
Definitely. I think it's the way the child is raised, because a lot of children are given screens, especially like these days, like at a very young age, iPads that are always in their face. I recommend that a child grows up reading books, access to a lot of books that they like, fantasy, about adventure. It will enlighten them, it will keep them interested. But where you give them a lot of screen time and you just leave them alone, you can't control a book, but you can control a phone and what you do. Most people don't really do it for education, do it for entertainment. So I think children should have a variety of books to read, and when they get older, I can give them their screen time, but limit it, and then, like that.
Always great to spend time with you, Godwin. Now our viewers have been sending in messages. And Muhammad Kujay says, hello everyone, what an amazing group of leaders we can do you have over there. I think constructive punishment should be educative and enlightening as well, because that's the only way you can eventually benefit our children. Someone says, I'm Farida from Shagamu. I'm really enjoying the show. Yesterday was good. Today is even better. She says, Happy Children's Day. Someone is saying, this is a very good way to build Nigerian children. When they spend time like this, they are better in their studies. I wish all of them great success. Shagabo Daniel Bala says, hello Nigerians, good morning to the amazing crew of Weekend Deal, especially our beautiful hosts, all the lovely children I see there today. Here's wishing all Nigerian children a wonderful Children's Day celebration. He said, may their good aspirations come true. I'm having lots of fun. I'm watching the show after quite a long time. A lost fan is back. Okay, we see you. Shagabo, tell all your friends too. Don't stay long, okay? Be with us. Weekend is the place to be every Saturday and Sunday from 7 to 9. Thank you, Shagabo Daniel Bala. Patience, you want to share some words with us? We have quite a number of messages. But let's share the floor.
Okay, so the thing is, we're, you know, sometimes as parents, have you ever, I'm going to throw it back to you, have you ever disciplined your child and then you feel guilty you went overboard? What do you do? How do you handle that? How do you, like, react sometimes and you're like, it may not even be beaten. It might be what we have said to the kids.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
How do you handle that?
Okay.
You can go around with that.
It's like, my daughter always tries to be very considerate of me. I said I'm a public servant, cost is always up. So when she asks for things, which I like to get them for her.
Okay.
So this day, you know, she was really naughty. She selects what she wants to eat, and I try to give her what she wants, because if you give her what she doesn't want, the whole day she won't touch it. So I made that meal. And just a small thing happened. I think I switched off the TV or told her she must have her bath before she ate, and then she didn't eat the food. So the gift I had bought for her, what she had asked for, I kept it. And I've taught her to also say sorry. And she came and she said sorry. She said sorry thrice. And I said, I've forgiven you. She said, but if you've forgiven me, you know, the food is not on the table. You gave me something else. And then even the gift, you know, I saw you wrapping nothing for me. I said, yes, there's nothing for you for now. And I held on for 1 week. And she was like really like down, and I started feeling bad. But I told myself that I wanted to have a conversation with her, let her know that I'm doing all of this in her best interest. And after I did that, my daughter rarely cries. When she cried, and she cried and kept crying, as I broke. I shattered inside.
Oh, that's touchy.
Mommy, you didn't have to take it away. Mommy, I heard you. Mommy, I understood you. Mommy, I've asked you for forgiveness. So I felt really bad. I felt bad. And I never did this again. See, I'm even
that's not very emotional.
My eyes are watching.
I didn't even know you got that. That was very, very emotional. So, Madam Ahmed, do you think that parents should be able to say, I'm sorry, I think I went overboard to their children? Yeah. You know, in the heat of our anger, and we think in our minds that, Kai, I overdid this. Can we call the children and say, okay, baby, you know what? I'm sorry.
You don't just say, I'm sorry, you you hug. It's normal. It's normal for parents to go overboard once in a while. Yeah. And they said you don't throw the baby with the bathwater or something. So you bring the child back. Maybe you set out to discipline the child, but you went.
Yeah.
Music. One thing about music. happening there, baking?
Okay. I guess. Miss Teresa, it's been a pleasure learning from you today.
Yeah.
About how to feed our children with books, to feed them body, soul, and spirit.
Yes.
We also thank you
for all you do, for the children. Well done.
Amazing methods in encouraging our children and showing them love in the classroom and outside.
So Elsa,
dear friends,
my girlfriends, my babies, say goodbye to Nigerians. The show is about to end. Say goodbye to Nigeria. Say hello. Say goodbye. Goodbye. Oh, you say goodbye to them. Yeah. Goodbye, Nigeria. What's happening there? Fedora, are you saying goodbye to us or what's going on?
No.
Okay, Fedora, Auntie wants to tell you a few things.
No, we're going to see.
Okay. Did you have a good time, Elsa? Going to sing. What about you, Robin? That she composed. Had a good time?
Will you come to NTA again? Will you come to NTA again? Weekend deal again?
Yes.
Yes, we want to come.
And we also say big thanks to our prodigies over there.
Yes.
Our music prodigies, the drummer, our lady on the keyboard. We also had Ali doing something amazing. Fedora wants to tell us something.
Fedora, what's going on?
Share, please.
Okay, so now Nisha is going to present a song that she created called The Child's Act. So can we give it up for her?
Okay.
Woo!
Oh, they are.
He had a unique style. Well, Elsa and Rabbi are quite young, but do you guys read?
Do you love reading? Reading books? Okay, what kind of books do you like, Elsa? Huh? What? I didn't. The Wimpy Kid! You read it too. You're reading Wimpy Kid.
Good one.
That's your
What about you?
I call it once, and he called me.
Huh?
Wimpy Kids too.
Oh, they always love the Wimpy Kids series.
Black.
Keep reading. The reading culture should not die because it's dying, and we need to allow our children. Like you said, when you're reading, when you're on the screen, things can pop up, and the child is distracted. She's
jumping to one place to another.
She jumps to a wrong place. So, but when you're a book, like Fedora said, it's controlled. You just read, and we need to keep reading. Okay, so I asked the question earlier. I asked them what is their preferred punishment, and they said they didn't like spanking. So, what is your preferred pampering? And I'll start with Fedora Abba.
Genuinely, I feel like a child should not be too
pampered.
Yeah, pampered, and also they shouldn't be so independent to the point where it's like, okay, I always have to ask for this and this before it gets to me. Like for example, when a child does some big or minor achievement that you wouldn't have seen them do before, you can get them something and say, oh, congrats for doing this or congrats for doing that. Or when a child needs something that them themselves may not see, you can get it for them and say, oh, this is for you. It encourages the child to do better. And small things like that help the child just to know that my mom or dad has my back. So yeah, like that type of pampering encourages children.
If I were to pamper you, what do you want me to do?
Like,
I got preferred pampering. Just like I say, if I have to punish you, what do you want me? If I'm to pamper you, what do you want me to do?
Like for example now, let's say I want something and you see that I've been doing well and everything. So you know, say just come and surprise me like, oh Fedora, what do you, like, oh I got this for you, and I'm like, oh I didn't even know that you got this for me, and it's like surprise, like encouraging me.
So children like surprises,
Surprises.
pleasant surprises. But we also know that you know, the pampering on the one hand, you know, that is gifting. I think parents have, it's our right. We have to raise our children. It's our responsibility to find out what they need. And it's surprising that Fedora is not saying, I want to have ice cream, you know, every day, or ice cream every weekend, or go to these big shopping malls and get everything I need every day. She already knows that if you give me everything, the outcome may not be what the parent desires. So, what do they call this in English language? It's not small per se, but you need to do everything.
Caution.
Yes, etiquette, decorum, you know, and let the child know, I'm pleased with you, that's why I'm giving you this. What else? Tell us.
Yes. What do you want your mommy to do for you?
Asked Fedora, you heard the answer. If your mom wants to give you a pleasant surprise, what would you like her to do?
What would you like her to do?
Mommy or daddy?
Say it again. Say it again. Look at your camera and say it again.
Instead of using soda, ice cream and chocolate.
Ice cream and chocolate.
Hey.
So if mom is weird, so if they're going to pamper her, she wants ice cream and
This is
chocolate. All right. Tell me,
Actually,
what would
this
you
is
want
like
if you want to be pampered?
I would like things that are useful that will last for long.
She likes things that are useful that will last for long.
Okay, give us an example.
Like tablets, bicycle.
Oh, I like the bicycle. Have you learned how to ride yet? When we were younger, it was handover. Everything was passed over. 6 children cannot get 6 bicycles. They buy 2. So when they use the pass on, they use the pass on.
Okay, I think we're going for music now, Thelma.
The drummer.
Well, there's music, so
okay,
I'm feeling that
we're
music
waiting for a drummer.
Yeah.
I think he's ready at about this time. Well, let's get some entertainment.
Oh, it's the piano. Okay.
start showing your hands on them.
Young children like to read and all that. You know, I asked you earlier behind the screen, I said, off camera, what kind of books are you even writing? Are you writing to feed the minds of the digital age children? Are you feeding their cultural habits? Are you feeding their digital habits? Are you feeding their global habits? How are you feeding them to ensure that? But you know, our parents never told us sorry.
No, they didn't tell us sorry. They
may
had their
give
own
you
ways
something nice, but
of
that
saying
word,
sorry.
we didn't hear it.
We didn't hear it.
No, they'll tell you.
That's
Okay, is the next place we're going. Elsa, where are we going to? Is that for us to bake? Oh yeah, let's go for baking. They're waiting for us. Take it away.
So what are we baking today? Okay, so how far have you guys gone?
You have barely finished your sentence.
Okay, so what's the next step after mixing?
Hello, ma'am. Good morning. Oh, nice. What's your full name?
Oh, this looks delicious. So when you guys are done, will you put everything together? Okay, this looks interesting. Can I see?
This one. Ahala Musa. Just like that. No Hajia, nothing. No Mrs. Ahala.
What do we do after?
Do you have a profile? Okay. My phone just
Okay.
Maybe you will start.
Oh, thank you. So I can taste this? That is good.
Thank you very much. How do you handle disruptions on the strategy and disruption?
So what's next? What do we do?
How do you establish a positive environment? Then how do you handle disruption?
It's okay. Finish your response.
How to trash Okay, great. You know, we're always such a busy, exciting day. And we get to talk to the chief coordinator who has put most of all those activities together. She's Miss Ahala. Nice to have you lots of weekend. Yesterday you were behind the scene, but today you are in front of the scene. Good one.
Beautiful. I like your colors. Thank you.
A very fantastic blend. Okay, Patience, will you start off?
Okay, so you deal with children. What strategies do you put in place to make the environment conducive for them to express themselves?
Can we talk about, once in a while, children, they get very excited, they could misbehave, do one or two things wrong. How do you bring them back to that positive perspective?
Forgiveness and patience with the kids. I always treat them with understanding. I make them to understand with the speaking. I let them to understand everything.
Why do you correct the child who has done wrong?
Behaviors, I just teach them first something. I teach them like discussion, me and them. I always like discussion with the kids. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, and they understand and they correct themselves immediately.
Our kids need just give them time to speak.
To understand and listen to our children. Thelma,
we're talking about how kids may sometimes not feel included. Sometimes like fun is happening around them and above them. So we've been asking ourselves, when we meet her, we'll ask her, how do you make children feel included?
How do you include children?
First something, I help them. I make sure that the children treat equal. I teach them that no one better than one. We are one.
Okay, so there's inclusivity.
Yes.
They are all included in any form or anything.
Yes, and treated equal with respect and dignity.
Okay, so handling of what of erratic behaviors of children? How do you handle when a child begins to behave a particular way?
Let me speak for Accra Academy.
Okay.
The founder for Accra Academy.
Okay.
Arabic language and Islamic studies.
Okay.
I teach my children, always I discuss with them, I explain for them their mistake. Really in my classes, we don't have like these misbehaviors for the kids because when you give the child the love and they understand that you love them, sometimes my kids, they don't like to make me angry. Sometimes my children, they don't like to make me angry. Sometimes they'll behave for other teacher. They'll just call me, I'll just look at them like this. I'll just look at them like that. Sometimes I'll just tell the child, please, when you finish, can you tell me?
Wow.
You will see the child, he will tell me, teacher, mu'allimati, meaning, teacher, I finish.
That's amazing.
It's the relationship with love and caring for the child. Sometimes my students, they don't like to make me angry. Just if you see, even here, when I bring them yesterday, I just look at them. When they leave, are you happy? They will ask me, are you happy? Because when you teach them that love and you care about them, they'll care even them about you.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Perhaps we had a lot of questions, but we've been told that we should wrap it now to get some music.
Yes, well done.
It's time for some entertainment. What a wonderful gift you have.
Beautiful.